Hi everyone, welcome to this 30th issue of your favorite magazine AfroBasket, where we'll talk to you about all the news of the African basketball. Let's look at the summary. In this 30th issue, the chances of Africa in the U19 Girl World Cup in Lithuania. Tarek El Ghanam, the Egyptian captain, is back. And finally, Angola takes back the first place.
Hey, I'm Tarek El Ghanam. I'm the captain of the Ahli team and the Egyptian national team, and I love AfroBasket.
After presenting you the chances of Africa for Boy U19 World Championship planned in June in the Czech Republic, room for the girls for a World Championship scheduled next July in Lithuania. 1 month after the memorable victory of the boys in the U18 category in Maputo, Mozambique, Senegal does it again in Dakar with the girls. A title that the young Senegalese had to fight to win against tough opponents. Just like here, Mali in white, after leading by 20 points at halftime, had the ball to a point on this free throw. Then in the final against the same Malian team, this time in red, which like the first match lead but will finally lose due to its Arsenal exit. Senegal and the runner-up Mali will therefore represent the continent at the next World Championships in Lithuania from 18 to 28 July 2013. Both have succeeded Egypt and Nigeria, which ultimately had withdrawn from the World Championship in Chile. In 2013, Senegal had a difficult Group C along with Canada, France and the Netherlands. Canada, it finished at the 5th place at the last World Championship in Chile. It had defeated Egypt 99-54 and just like here against France 70-52. In youth competition in the America zone, Canada has always been on the podium. The best performance in the World Championship was in 29 when Canada finished in 4th place. It would be difficult for Senegalese cubes. France, it finished in 6th place at the last World Championship. If it beat Chile 59-36, Nigeria by forfeit, Spain by 2 points 57-55, Brazil 65-55, Taipei 74-57 and Russia 82-50. It lost to Australia 67-45, the USA 64-70 and finally Canada 52-70. Another tough game for Senegalese cubes. But they will have to surpass the limits, just like Yacine Diop, who settled the Senegalese situation upon her arrival in Dakar during the last African Championship. Yacine Diop will be the engine for the Senegalese team through her expertise. She is a player with excellent individual techniques. But bearing in mind the value of these teams, I think her short age would also be a handicap in championship that may be tough. With good diaspora reinforcements, Senegal would qualify for the second round. Why not? Senegalese girls, I think the goal is gonna be to try to compare themselves on the world level. But the team lacks tall players and it would be crucial in the World Championship. Mali is the second African representative, unsuccessful at the last African Championship in Dakar by lack of depth of her bench. The young Eagles finished runners-up in Africa and are also qualified for the World Championship. They are the Group D along with the USA, Lithuania and China. USA, world reigning champion, they have lost only one game against Canada 64-52. Since 1985, the year of creation of this competition, the USA won in 1977 in Brazil, 25 in Naples, Tunisia, 27 in Bratislava, Slovakia, in 29 in Bangkok, Thailand, and Chile in 2011. A total of 5 titles that makes them favorite of this competition. Difficult or maybe impossible for the Malian team, which should look for the chance of victory against Lithuania, a team absent in 2011 but present in 2009 in Thailand, where they finished in 8th place. The Lithuanian had then won 3 victories and lost 6 matches. China finally. It's not a newcomer in the competition, now in its sixth participation since 1985. The last in 2011, the Chinese finished at 9th place, beating Egypt 93-67 and losing for only 3 points 77-80 to the USA. Here against Japan, China has demonstrated its ability to be present on defensive rebounds. This is a team that will be hard to handle on the defensive wing. The Malian team seem in the same championship, a potential runner-up. They seem to have a much better group than the Senegalese team. But I think they lack experience at this level, and the lack of experienced players may be harmful. Voted best Zone 5 playoff player, Tariq El Ghanam will undoubtedly be the spearhead of the Egyptian selection in Abidjan. Afrobasket draw his portrait. Please. His name is Tariq El Ghanam. He is 2.11 meters to 125 kilos and he served as pivot. Coming from a family of basketball players, Tariq El Ghanam has followed the path of his parents in sport. He started at Al Ahly Basketball Club.
My dad and my mom and my sister played basketball. The whole family was playing basketball. And I was tall. My father is also 2 meters tall, so I played like him. And I love basketball.
In this Al Ahly club, Tariq El Ghanam began at the age of 7, and at 17 he joined the Team A. Things moved fast because a year later he was called to the national team. He was then 18 years old. With Al Ahly, he played 6 African championships and 5 Afrobasket with the national team. The latter is that of 27 against Cameroon in Angola.
Yes, Cameroon was very tough. It's the first time they win us from the Yemkin. We were very lucky this game, and they're very tough. They played very tough, and they were very good game. So we lost, and we took the 4th place.
Then the Egyptian Federation decided rejuvenation of the team. Tariq El Ghanam remains that. But the poor performance of the Pharaohs at Afrobasket Libya in 2009 and 2011 in Madagascar prompted him to return to service.
I talked with Captain Amr Abou Khair, the head coach of the national team, before I came here, and he told me that to do my best to have the 1st place or the 2nd or the 4th quarter. Yeah.
And now it begins well for Captain Tariq El Ghanam, just qualified with Egypt for Zone 5 playoff in Tanzania, and he became at the same time the MVP of the tournament.
Best center, thank God, this MVP, and thanks, that's very good to my end of my career, thank God, alhamdulillah.
A title that gives him back the fighting spirit few months away from Afrobasket 2013 in Abidjan. Our section, Road to Abidjan 2013. After having presented the African champions, Carthage Eagle, Tunisia, we now see Palancas Negra of Angola, vice champion of Africa. The years go by and look alike for Palancas Negras of Angola, the basketball version. Since 1983, Angola has never got off of the African podium, having the luxury of winning 10 times the continental title.
We cannot say that Angola is the only strong team in Africa. You also need a bit of luck.
From the generation of Jean-Jacques Conceição during 1980s to that of Joaquim Gomez, the same willingness, the same commitment, the same thirst for victory imposes his game, his pace to continental basketball.
We worked well, we had good coaches today, and we continue to have good coaches. The administration also works a bit well. It also requires a good organization in order to win. We in Angola have one thing. It is very good for us. Almost all players play in Angola. 99% play in Angola. And it makes no difference for us. It is good for us because we can control the physical fitness, the technical standard. You can also know what they eat to work on.
Angolan basketball have had in 30 years only 5 coaches but not least. Victoriano Cunha, decorated by FIBA, Valdemiro Romero, Mario Palma, Alberto Carvalho, and Luis Magalhães all had the same philosophy of basketball, an efficient basketball, a will of fire, and always looking for perfection. It is a matter of work. He can win if in the 2 coming months he works very well, if he makes a good inventory, if he plays with the right team, if there are clear regulations for the players, for the federation, for all people. If people know exactly what will happen, then it is possible. But if they do not even know what will happen, every year, today you have a coach. The following year, coach changes. The year after, it changes again. Then it's very difficult. August 28, 2011, a date to mark with a cross. Angola loses its crown after 6 consecutive championship titles. The fourth seemed to result from a grain of sand that would change the matching. A new coach was choosing a new path.
I want you to understand something. I'm not saying the Mr. Gomez, the French coach, was the guilty one. He did whatever he could to take us to the top. And the message that the coach will give it to us, it was the best, but it wasn't the right one, because we just couldn't understand each other.
Today the lesson has been learned. The goal is not to make the same mistakes. In Abidjan, it will be something else. This Afrobasket issue is over. Stay tuned. Ciao.